Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I've been working on a little project that is a collaboration for Junk Journal January 2025 with a prompt for each day, and this is sponsored by Meg Journals. And what I have done is somehow I ran across this Ink and Page Designs, and they had free pages, so I've used their pages to create this journal, in addition to maybe some other book pages or music or ephemera that I already had. So I was going to wait and do a flip through at the end, but I kind of wanted to explain my different concepts for the pages, so I decided to do it weekly. In this case, this week would be Wednesday, January 1st through Sunday, the 5th. It starts each Monday with more free ephemera. So if you want to follow along with what I've done, use your own papers, or you can go to inkandpage.co/create and sign up, and they will send you the digitals in an email, and then you will get the free digitals for the next week each Monday. She also has a YouTube page where she is using her papers and doing the same thing. So I hope I explained that well enough. But anyway, what I've done so far is the cover, envelope, tickets, outline, and depth. And while I was doing outline and depth, I did those on a kind of a spread of 2 pages. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that, even though it's not Sunday yet. It's almost Sunday. And that way maybe I won't get behind. So this is the prompt list that I'm using, and I've made a small one that goes in the journal so that whenever the journal is finished, the prompt list is in there. So it's easy to see what's on the different pages. This is just a little bit of the ephemera that was supplied that I haven't used yet. Just some journal cards to cut out, various designs that I'll coordinate. There's some more envelopes, small little pieces that could be used for pockets or layering. And these are the pages that I printed. Normally when I do a journal, I print it all on cardstock, but she said she used cardstock for the cover and regular copy paper for the rest. So that's what I've done. And this is just kind of a sampling of some of the pages. And I am not going to assemble this until I'm done, because it's too hard to work on with it all already bound together. So I'm just adding the pages as I go with what I think will look nice. And I really like these because they were kind of a watercolor design, and then spliced in is these bold florals. So these are pages I haven't used yet, and they're just printed on the front and back so that I can trim off this white and insert them into the journal. So let me show you what I've done so far. The first prompt was the cover, and I just kind of made a collage, and these things were included in the kit except for the lace and the music. And I'll just explain how I put this together. The background page had a purple floral up here in the corner, and so I wanted to let that show, and I just put an overlay of lace, thin lace, over the whole thing before I started layering on. This piece here coordinated with this. I thought, well, so it is ripped at an angle. The top part is up here and the bottom part is down here, kind of underneath all this, but it had purple at the bottom. So we have our purple at the top and bottom. I used the music sheets. I thought I might use that through here, that and book pages, as a little extra interest. And I just ripped those out and everything is inked with Vintage Photo on the edges. This is a January journal, so it will have 31 pages or so, depending on whether I do 1 or 2 pages for each date. I wanted to put this doily, this is kind of a half of a doily that I had cut before, underneath this, which normally would go on the inside cover of a book, but I wanted it on the cover that says "From the Library of," and I've added my name. I've dated it January 2025. I added the date, which is the first prompt cover. I cut out fussy cut out a butterfly from one of the pieces of ephemera and put my stickles on the edges there. And this is a little purple bow I had from something I pulled it off of. And place this antique lace on the edge. I think I'm finished. I may, when I'm done, I may add a dangle, and after I sew it together, I may wrap some fabric or something on this edge just to reinforce the edge, but that will come later. And as I told you, these pages aren't fastened in yet, but I've got them stacked together. On the inside front cover, I still use the theme cover. So this is the inside front cover. This pocket right here came in the kit. And then this is the library card inserted into the pocket. I kind of bent it up at the edge because I think, and tore it because I think, you know, how they're used a lot, the old-timey library cards. And so it would have a lot of names on here, which I'll put some names on there, and be kind of tattered. I've layered underneath it just some paper that I had. I like this kind of vintage look, and our sheet music. The pocket is laid right on top of there, and this goes down in the pocket. I just layered on the pocket a ticket, a little rose that I had, and some papers I had, a piece of their ephemera, the words "Start Here," and a sticker of some purple flowers, and a little bit of washi tape. And I have a lot of washi tape, and I just don't ever think to use it, but the lady on Ink and Page uses the washi tape, so I got out some that I like that have this kind of look, so I'll be using some washi tape through here just as another little accent. The next prompt for the 2nd of January was envelope, and this envelope here came as a part of the kit, and I've got it pretty much covered up, but anyway, it was a beautiful envelope with, this is the flap for it that I glued down to make this flip out like this. So I decorated the envelope with this book library, or journal card with a book on it. I used the words "New Beginnings" and another flower sticker, the number 2 for our second prompt. And this little tab here says "Look Inside." You can barely see some lace sticking out the edge here. This flips open. And I used a brown paper coin envelope, since this is an envelope page, to decorate this inside. Put one of the pieces of ephemera on there over some music, and made it into a pocket for some tickets, which we have prompt number 3. Prompt number 3 is tickets, and there's our 3. So I put tickets in the pocket, and tickets to decorate this here. And I plan to use this journal to write, so I'm hoping to leave plenty of room for writing, either by journal cards and tags that are put in pockets, or actually on the page. So I left this part for writing. And inside the coin envelope are some more tickets and a journal card. And all the ephemera I printed on cardstock so that it could be used and pulled out and used to write on. And I used a neutral color, kind of a watercolor design for the back side of all of them. So these just stick down in the coin envelope. And inside the larger envelope, I have another journal card that can be written on. And I also shrunk down the list so that once this is all finished, if you wanted to see what the focus was for each page, it'll be numbered as to the prompts here. This can also be used as a journal card. Added a little lace down the edge. I've used this gob of stuff here, this bundle of lace and trim, and I pulled it out because it had some neutral colored pieces in there that I'll use throughout this journal. Because I decided to use only one signature, it's more pages than I would normally put in a signature, and I used the regular copy paper. I didn't want to use lots of heavy lace and cheesecloth and ribbons and stuff like that inside because it'll just be too bulky. When I finish, depending on how thick it is and what it looks like, I may go back and add a few things to the pages to decorate them. But I did add that on the edge here, and then it shows just a little bit on this inside edge. So that's the first, second, and third. And then we flip over here to the fourth and fifth. And the fourth is outline. And she had said that these pictures with kind of a frame around them would be good to use for the outline. I thought that was a good idea. So I've used those and kind of layered things. So this page has a little bit of the outline, and then number 5 is depth. So I'll explain how I did all that. I layered these 2 items here. This one I did with my pen. I did stitching around here, which is an outline. And when I used to paint, I used to do an outline around things that way to give them kind of a hand-stitched primitive look on wood. So anyway, that came to mind. So I did the stitching on there. And this flower is cut out from a piece of the ephemera, and it is mounted on puffy tape, which gives it depth. This flower here, I just used my colored pencils and colored in the leaves and the flower and the little tendrils, and then outlined it with the black pen. This beautiful picture here is outlined with the frame, and I decided to pull out one of this is a thick cardboard frame, and so that gave it an outline of the picture plus texture. I used the words to be bold. I just think this page looks bold, so that's why I chose those words. The kit comes with a dozen or so words to be used. And I did put some things in the pocket here. Use some more words: create joy, dream big, and the number 4. And over here on this side, this is the depth. And of course, we have depth on both pages, but we also have outline on both pages. What I did here was, this bottom one is looking out a window to a garden. I did my little outline stitches like I did before, used my lace that I had on the other page, and I have all the colors because this is featuring on a garden, and it's layered and shows depth walking back through the garden. So this I put on as a pocket. So I have a I guess this is the house that you're in, looking out the window. And then I took one of the little pieces and cut out the archway so that you're going through the archway up the stairs into the garden. And then this is the garden path, coming up the steps, up the garden path, and then I ripped one of the pages with flowers on it to be walking into the garden. So this just kind of flows in a depth, going from inside to outside and back through the garden. And I remembered I had this little butterfly, and this was in a swap that I did with someone one time, and the colors went, and I kind of had it out here on my desk, so I put that on here and left these wings loose to give it depth again. So this is page number 5, which is depth. So coming up next is embossed. Let's see, for the next week we're going to have embossed, tuck spot, antique, hidden, trim, magazine, and overlap. And hopefully I can keep up by doing 2-3 pages a day, and I will do a video at the end of each week. I think that'll work better than to try to cover 31 prompts with you all on one video. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're inspired by it. It's fun, it's something different, and I plan to use this for myself. And so I'm enjoying seeing what everyone else is doing. On the Meg Journals, if you go to her YouTube page, you'll see a playlist of all the different artists that are collaborating on these different prompts. And then you'll also, where I found my inspiration was from the Ink and Page Journals, and she does a video each day for the whatever date it is. So I'm going to try to put those links in the description so you can find everything. And of course, you can always ask me questions in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll come back for the rest of them. I'm working on some other projects too, and so you may see a video from me that's a totally different project. It just depends on how much time I have in the craft room. But I will not do another video on this project until next week, next Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, for the whole week. So it'll be, I'll start with the next page here and whatever I put on this side. And I'm just adding my pages as I go so that they coordinate, you know, going across the page. I'm about ready to put in some of those bold colors next, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Remember, I always tell you, remember, every day is a gift. Look for the joy in each day and share it with everyone you meet along the way. I think this kind of project introduces you to new people, new ideas, new inspiration. And I don't usually do these, but I thought, well, this would be good, and maybe I can keep up this time. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.